What's guys, welcome back to Carp Bites, and as you're probably aware, the pubs are open again, so happy days. However, I'm not at a pub, I'm actually fishing. Catch you in a minute. Guys, and you join me today at a different venue. I'm actually down at Coking Farm and I'm on a lake called Clover, and I'm doing 2 nights, 48 hours to see if we've got a chance. It's a bit of a last minute decision. I've realised I had an opportunity to go fishing for the weekend, and by the time I'd sort of phoned around all the lakes, I gathered that most lakes were chock-a-block. And when I got through the Coking, they said there's one swim available on the whole complex, and it was this one, swim 82 on Clover. It's between 2 islands. I've got like the bank of one island available to me. But yeah, they did say it's one of the better swims. I must have had a cancellation for this to be free, but we'll see, because when I turned up earlier, I was talking to the fella in the swim next to me, and he's been down nearly a week and he's had 1 fish, and it's been really hard going. He says he's only thinks 3 or 4 fish have been out in the week. So it's been really tough, but we have had some heavy frosts overnight and quite sunny and warm in the daytime. Saying that, it's not that warm today. When I left the house, it was nice and sunny and it felt warm. Got my shorts on. As soon as I stepped out the car, I regretted that big time. It's absolutely bitter, northeasterly wind beating over the lake. So normally where I'd get the rod set up, I actually sort of got the rod set up, but I sort of admitted defeat. I wanted to get the bivvy up, get a bit of shelter from the wind before I set the rigs up and get the rods out properly. So they are out now. I've had quite a few knocks on each rod. I'm getting little twitches, little knocks. Some of it I think is the grebes swimming through the line, quite close in. But I think some of them are fish. Now whether I'm getting done or not, I don't know. They're getting sharp little tugs and then dropping. It could be liners, I'm not entirely sure. I am backleading. I've got backleads. I've got hitting the deck about rod length and a half, 2 rod lengths in front of the rod tips. So sort of acutely going out at an angle and then across. Now I put the baits out with the bait boat, and I had a feel around, well not a feel around, but used the deeper to have a look at the depths. And the main part of the lake is 4'9", completely flat. It's like a snooker table out there. Now when you get close to the islands, it actually really shelves up quite shallow to about 1.5 feet close to the island, shallower than that. So I've kept off the island to about 3.5 foot deep, just where the 4'9" goes up, starts up, going up into the shelf. And I've done that on all 3 rods. I'm using the live system today, and I've got a mixture of wafters. I've got 2 rods with wafters and 1 with the Carp Fishing pink pop-up. So yeah, 2 wafters, 1 pop-up. And we'll see what gives. But like I say, I've had a few knocks and things, but yeah, Now, ordinarily, after all these knocks and things I've been getting, I'd be quite excited. But after the chat with the fella next to me, it's knocked my confidence a bit, and I'm wondering what's going on, whether it's just bird life and liners going on. But we can wait and see. But yeah, I've got the impression that it's not going to be easy. But we'll see what gives. I've seen a couple of fish showing. One past my point on the other side of the island, and a couple to my left, in the next person to my left swim. So there's fish around, but it doesn't sound like they're having it at the moment at all. And like I say, it could be because of the freezing cold nights and the warm days. I say warm days, it's outside of the bivvy, it's absolutely bitter, which is apt because that's what I've got here. But anyway, I'll enjoy the rest of this, tie some fresh rigs up in a minute, and I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. Good evening, guys. It's just getting on for 5:30, and I'm going to have a bit of dinner. And what have I got? I've got something I found in the aisle at Tesco's. Look at that bad boy. Can you see that? It's 2 cheeseburgers. I'm only going to have one now. I've got 2 quarter pounders of cheese, some proper beef burger in there. It also comes with your sauces and a bacon and onion crumb to sprinkle over as well. So I'm going to have one of those now, and I'll save one for tomorrow. But yeah, it's making me mouth water just looking at it. Anyway, if they taste as good as they look, I'm on to a winner. Anyway, I'll let you know how they are. Okay, guys, so I've made a start on the burger. It's actually really, really good. Nice burger sauce. I think the onion and bacon crunchy bits really help make it. So yeah, very happy with this from Tesco's. And it's part of their Heat and Enjoy range. Yeah, very good. So I'm going to enjoy this. So like you might be able to see just outside the bivvy, one of the advantages of this venue is you can actually park right by your swim. So no barriering any heavy gear around. Nice and simple. Pull up, set up. But still getting a few twitches on the rods. But after talking to the guy next to me, and the fact he's only had one fish all week, I'm not expecting a lot. And this could be the best bite I get all weekend. But anyway, I'm going to enjoy this, and I'll catch you in a little while. Good evening, guys. Just gone 8 o'clock. The sun's dipped down over the horizon behind the camera, but it is quite chilly. So yeah, it's going to be a cold one tonight, as it has been for the last few nights, or last week or so. But the rods are still out from when I cast them out earlier. I've not touched them. I've still been getting the odd twitches and knocks on the rods. I had one on the right hand rod earlier, which I've almost hit. It went to the top and stopped. And I was hovering over the rod, just watching the rod tip, see if it knocked or anything, and it didn't. And yeah, and then it slowly went back down again. But should I have hit it? Possibly. But anyway, I've not touched them. They're still out there. I put them out with the boat earlier. It's just starting to get dark. So I'm going to put the camera away. If anything happens in the night, I will obviously share it with you guys. If not, then the next time you see me will be in the morning. So hopefully I'll see you in the darkness. But we'll see. I'm not holding my breath because it sounds like this lake has been going pretty slow at the moment. But you never know. Got to be in it to win it. And I'll catch up with you guys later. Morning guys. Morning guys, just coming up for 6 o'clock. It was a bit of a chilly night, a bit of a frost on the rods and on the bivvy, etc. But apart from a few knocks on most of the rods in the night, you know, the sort of things, you get a few beeps, slip out of the bag, put your boots on, and by the time you got your boots on, it drops back down again. So that happened a few times in the night. But yeah, nothing positive enough to actually come out and hit the rod on. So the rods are still out from where I put them yesterday when I turned up. We'll see what happens this morning. I've seen a fish in front of the next swim, but just about under halfway from the bank to the island. Looked like quite a good fish actually as well. So I'm wondering if they're much closer to this bank than they are the islands. Yeah, so I'm going to keep an eye on the water, see if I can spot any movement in my swim. See if I can get anything to go on. It's just a case of watching and seeing what happens. But anyway, catch you guys in a bit. Watch guys, just coming up to midday. As you can see, the sun's come out and it's pretty good. There's a cold breeze still though. If you keep out the wind, it's actually really nice. And I've got my shorts back on, even got the Crocs out. So yeah, it's nice out of that wind. But like I say, a bit chilly in it. Now, earlier on, the guys fishing to my right, the guy in the next swim, and the next swim but one, they both packed up. The guy further down, he's actually packed up a day early. So yeah, gives you an idea of how the lake is fishing. And the guy to my right, he packed up earlier, but that was the end of his session. But you can tell talking to him, he's a very competent, very good angler. And for the week that he's done, he's had one fish. So he's a bit disappointed in the way the lake's been fishing. Yeah, and talking to the bailiff earlier, I don't think anything's been out at all. So, you know, the lake has been busy. There's people virtually in every swim, apart from the swims that have been vacated. So, yeah, it's obviously not fishing very well. And I do feel like I'm going through the motions a bit. But, you know, it only takes a second for one of those to start singing and put a smile on my face, so we'll see what happens. In the meantime, I'm having a cup of tea, watching the water, see if I can see any fish. But yeah, like I say, there was signs of fish in front of the guy to my right earlier. There's a bit of fizzing coming up. I also saw a fish very early in the morning crash in front of his swim, just probably 3 or 4 rod lengths out. Little twitch there. Yeah, so there's been fish in the area to my right. I've not seen anything over in front of me. Now, after the fella packed up, I did flick the right hand rod over to where I seen the fizzing this morning. I say flick, put it out with a boat. So yeah, not a flick at all, is it? I've boated it out where I saw the fizzing this morning. And I know, obviously, if and when the the person who comes to fish to my right later, because it is booked, I've just need to pull that rod in and put it elsewhere. I'll probably move the right hand rod to my left hand rod. But yeah, it's a nice day to be out, but I'd like to see some action. Even if it wasn't me, I'd like to see someone else having some fish. You know, there's so many people on there, you expect to see or hear some buzzers going and look up and see some rods bent in, but it's just not happening. So the fish are obviously not on the feed, but we all know you've got to be in it to win it. Anyway, I'm waffling. I'll see you in a bit. guys, just getting on for half 6. Sorry I've not been updating you, but there's not been a lot happening. I've redone all 3 rods. Pretty much the same spots as I had them last night, to be fair. I haven't pulled them short. I was thinking about putting it shorter, but I decided to stick where I was. I actually put the baits out with the boat with the deeper attached, so I could see exactly where I was putting them. So I know the left hand rod is right at the bottom of the shelf, so it's about right next to the island. Got a very narrow shelf. It's about 1.5 foot deep on top of that, and then it goes, literally drops down, and then it's 3.5 foot. So I've got my bait literally at the bottom of that shelf there. So we'll see. I thought I'd do it super accurately and just to be on the safe side. So yeah, all 3 rods out. Left hand rod is a wafter, right hand's a rafter, and the middle rod is it's a pop-up. So I'm sort of edging my bets a bit. Plus there does seem to be quite a bit of debris where the middle rod is, so hence the pop-up. Does seem like a good idea to use it over there. It's all sorts of like dying reed stems on the bottom. It's not weed, it's just like crud really. So yeah, we'll see what gives. Fellow over the other side's just had a fish, looked like a decent fish, so hopefully they'll get on the feed. But they have been very active today. I've had fish showing all over the place. A couple in front of me, more to my left, more to my right. But yeah, the fish are showing. So hopefully they need some energy and have to get their heads down. But like I say, just had one over there. That's the first fish I've actually seen caught. So it's nice to see, and it gives you a bit of confidence. But saying that, my confidence isn't that high. But yeah, it only takes a second for the bobbins to start going and your state of mind to completely turn on its head. But yeah, so the rods are out for the night. I'm going to get my tea on in a minute. I've got a Thai green curry, and yeah, I'm looking forward to munching down on that. So it's a lovely evening. Been much warmer today than it was yesterday. Saying that the wind was a little bit chilly, but nowhere near as cold as yesterday. So I think that might have had something to do with the fish starting to show and crash around. But no doubt it's going to be another cold one tonight, which may turn them off again, but we'll see. So we've still got another night, and up until lunchtime tomorrow, so we've got a chance, however slim it may be. Anyway, see you in a little while. Okay guys, catch up time. It's just gone 9 o'clock, and as you'd have seen, I had that lovely 24-pound mirror. When I was doing the filming holding the fish, one of the microphones wasn't on, so I didn't get the sound. So I'll explain what I was saying. Basically, I was sitting in the bivvy, and middle rod pulled up nice and tight, rod tip bending down, so I've leant into it, and yeah, fish on, and gave a good account for itself, and yeah, eventually got the net under it. 24-pound, absolutely made up, considering I really thought nothing was going to happen on this session. So happy days. Now, presentation wise, that was on the pop-up. It's actually on a what was it on? One of these, which is a CC Moore Golden Spice pop-up. Yeah, just thought I'd give one of those a go, and off it went. And that's using a running lead as well, so I don't know if that makes any difference, but yeah, it tricked the fish up. Morning guys, just getting on for 6:30. Been another cold night. Yeah, there's a hard frost, as you might be able to see on the rods, but yeah, nothing really to report. I had a couple of instances on the left hand rod and middle rod, in fact all three rods, where they've shot to the top and then back down, but not as much activity on the rods as the other night. But yeah, I had some occurrences. Got me with my boots on, hovering over the rods, but nothing occurred. But last one was not too long ago on the right hand rod, so yeah, hopefully we're in for a shout. But yeah, a few hours to go. But what a difference a fish makes, eh? I'm absolutely made up with that one I had, so I really wasn't expecting to catch anything this weekend, and to have a 20 was really nice. So whatever happens, I'm going to go home happy. But you never know, still a chance of another, and it looks like it's going to be another scorcher of a day. So yeah, I'll enjoy the morning and catch up for you guys in a little while. Okay, so I just want to show you the rig that I actually caught that 24 pounder on. So it's a pop-up rig, pretty much the same as my bottom bait rig that you've seen me use, except I'm not using a hair. There's a micro ring swivel attached to the loop at the back of the hook, which the buoy is attached to, and then the rigidity, which is doubled up, comes down to the combi knot, and over the knot I've just got enough putty to hold that down so it sits on the deck like so, and that's what I had it on, and it's about a 10-inch hook length. Okay guys, I've got about an hour left. Everything's packed away apart from the rods and the camera, so I've got about an hour for something to happen. Very doubtful anything will, but you never know. It's been a funny session. When I got down 2 days ago and speaking to the guy who's been down for a week and had one fish and telling me nothing's really been out, my heart sunk, and then I felt like I was going through the motions. So I've done the first night, had lots of twitches, lots of knocks, lots of liners, and again the following day, but yesterday they was showing more, which sort of got the hopes up, although they weren't actually in my swim, they sort of around me but not in my swim, which was frustrating. But anyway, it's funny how things turn around, because about 9 o'clock last night you saw that middle rod go and had that nice 24 pounder. As they say, and as I keep saying, it only takes a second for your fortune to turn around, and all the time the rods are in the water you've always got that chance. So it only takes that one bite and the session is changed. And since that bite I have felt more confident and felt more in tune with the session. Saying that, nothing else has happened, but yeah, put me in a better frame of mind. And I know the guy who turned up yesterday next to me, when I told him nothing's been coming out, I think his heart sunk, and knowing that I've had one. There's also a fellow who had a couple of fish down the other end, so there's been a couple of other fish out, but so a few fish have been out since yesterday, and yeah, I think I'm off soon, but the guy next to me who's down for another 24 hours, I think his mind's in a better place as well, knowing there's been some fish caught. So yeah, it's funny how it plays tricks on your mind, this fishing lark. But like I say, all the time it's in the water, you never know, it could go any second. But that's fishing, that's what keeps us coming back. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you've watched to the end, thanks very much. It's been a bit tedious, I know, but yeah, till next time. If you're on the bank, be lucky, but whatever you do, stay safe, and see you next time.
3.
Oh, malicious.